Good evening to the Bangalore CTO community. I am Ed Nair, editor-at-large with DataQuest, and it is my real privilege and honor to present this program to you. We are doing this for two companies called as Clearvision and Atlassian. You will get to hear more about both these companies in a short while. That's the program today. I'm just going to briefly set the context of the topic and the importance of the topic. You would have read everywhere that we are in a software-driven world. You would have also read that every company is a software company. Ford Motors is increasingly less of an automotive company. It's more of a software company. In fact, there are reports that the amount of electronics that goes into a car is more than the amount of steel that goes into a car. And when you're talking about the steel part of it also, the development of the design of the automotive design, that again is done through software. So it really is a software-driven world. We don't have to look at an Uber or a Facebook to understand that. Even age-old industries are transforming to that. So similarly, all of the companies that you all work for, many of you all are IT service providers working for clients across various verticals. The norm now is to develop software on a continuous basis. It is not about developing a software, doing a 2-year project and implementation, and then doing support work for the next 5 years and do your billing on that. Softwares these days are being developed continuously, enhanced continuously, experimented continuously. So it's a kind of a rolling process. And the speed of innovation of any company is determined by the sheer speed of software development. Now in such a scenario, what is going to be the index of performance? What is going to be the index of productivity? Obviously, how productively you develop software, how economically you develop software, how fast you develop software. These are all going to be the determinants. So this would need a change in the way software projects are managed and handled. And also the other part of the mainstream phenomenon as far as software development is concerned, it is no longer restricted to one geographical location. You have globally distributed teams. And if these teams that are set apart by different time zones, if they are working on the same software project, they need to be able to collaborate. They need to be able to integrate their work. So they need to actually work out of a platform. So a platform-based approach is what is the key. And there are companies who have been helping other companies do this, helping other companies deliver software in a better manner. And so I would like to, first of all, introduce this company, Clearvision. Clearvision is a company that has been a partner of Atlassian. Atlassian is a company that has many products under this umbrella of software collaboration and development platforms. And Atlassian has been a partner at the forefront in terms of reaching these products to the market. Clearvision. Not only that, Clearvision has also developed its own product which helps integrate many of these products together. So it is a company that has got its own IP in this area. So together, the combination of Clearvision and Atlassian, it's actually a formidable force as far as the firmament of software development is concerned. Now when I say software, I'm not restricting only to pure software development as in IT, but it also cuts across all verticals. It cuts across product engineering in automotive, product engineering in aerospace, fashion, styling, all sorts of things. So without further ado, I would like to call upon Jalal Tomes. He is the founder and CEO of Clearvision. He founded the company about 8 years back? 2005. And ever since after that, the company has been making rapid strides in this area. I would not steal thunder from Jerry. Jerry, I would like to invite you to take on to the presentation. And also one more thing. the key program, the key segment of the program today is the interactive Q&A. The two presentations that we are going to have, they are going to just set the context. This is just to basically introduce you to what these companies do and what are their thought-leading ideas about the space. But after that, we would like to have a very, very engaging and interactive discussion. I would facilitate that discussion amongst you all, and that is the key segment. If you look at the agenda, you know, we have allocated the maximum time for that. So look forward to a very engaging Q&A session also. Jerry.
Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jerry Toombs, as introduced. I'm CEO and co-founder of Clearvision. Indeed, today we want to walk you through some of the challenges that we believe you're facing with software development. But it's not just with software development. As you see up in the top here or down here, we talk about teams. So software development is now about teams. It's not just about teams within software development, but across the business as well. So if we can actually use some of the tooling that you're maybe using today and maybe proliferate it around your whole business, there are other opportunities as well. If I can have my slides up, please. That's not a good start, is it? Let's just... Thank you. Okay, there we go. Software technology at its best. So before I actually make a start, what I'd like to do is just ask you a couple of very quick questions. And now I know the representation in the room is a very senior representation. But nevertheless, actually for you to understand what your colleagues are doing working at the workforce, I wonder how many people understand the term agile. Hands up if you understand agile. Okay, so it's about 50% of the audience. So agile is definitely a technique nowadays used in software development. It's a very modern technique. And again, some of the presentation that we go through will touch on those aspects of agile, especially around teams. I'd like to ask one more question as well. Oh, it's actually two more. First of all, has anyone, hands up if you've heard of the company Atlassian? About a third. What about if I now said the product Jira? That's normally the case. So, what we want to be able to do, often what happens in this situation is when we ask those questions, a lot of people know or have either heard of Jira, but not necessarily the company Atlassian, but then are not also familiar with any of the other additional tools around the product suite. And that's what we want to get across to you today, to make you realize what a real interconnected suite of tools Atlassian have, which are very modern and very agile when connected, but also, very importantly, are not just necessarily used within the software development world. And I will give you some examples of how they are actually used to enhance your business within teams, not just in software development, but maybe within your HR team, maybe within your procurement teams, because they are teams working together today as well. So first of all, I'd like to cover a little bit about Clearvision and just give you a feeling as to who we are and where we're located. So first of all, we are a UK company. We're based, that red dot there should indicate that we're based in Southampton, which is about, well, it's about an hour's drive from London, but if I took your traffic out here, probably about a 5-hour drive. I have never come across traffic quite like your traffic out here. So it's absolutely a new thing for me to come along to your traffic. We also have an office in Dublin. Hands up if anyone drinks Guinness or has drunk a pint of Guinness. Just a few people. I don't know whether you guys like it, but it's a very dark beer. It's a very well-known beer. And we happen to have an office in what they call the Guinness Innovation Factory. It's a very, very old beer. And if you come and visit us, I will take you around the Guinness factory and give you a beer at the end of it. It's a very well-known site. So, we're located, yes? Ah, the Guinness Book, okay. So the side issue of the Guinness Book of Records is the pint of Guinness then. In addition to those locations, something slipped. Okay. Something's gone wrong. In addition to those locations, we also have, we're located in Philadelphia in the USA. So we service the whole of the USA from the Philadelphia office. Again, what you're starting to hopefully realize is that we're not just in one location. Very similar to Atlassian, we're spread across the world. Of course, the reason we're here is to talk about our presence. It's a fairly new location for us, but it's very important because the kind of customers we are dealing with, very large global organizations like yourself, most of you are probably not located in just India, or even if you are just India, I'm sure you're dotted around in different locations, different offices. But large corporates nowadays, especially in the software development world, can't always choose the best people that they want, specifically in the location that they want. People have a habit, the best people are not always located where your office is. The world is definitely starting to make use of people no matter where they are in the world. So if you take Atlassian as an example, they have a number of their workforce working from home because they are the best people. It might be a database person, and that person might be all the way over in Russia. So nowadays we are working in a very geographical located area, and therefore we want to use tooling which enables us to spread our wings and be able to use people no matter where they are. We also have an office in South Africa. So again, our reach is very vast. So, one of the points of this is that, again, with Atlassian and the tooling that we have, we can reach all organizations such as yourself. Some of you will actually be using tooling based just within your office. Nowadays, we're talking about tooling which really, as we said, needs to reach across the world. So where we store that where we store the information, where we store the data is really important to us. Cloud, of course, is becoming very important. And I'll come on to that in a second. Atlassian is indeed our premier partner of choice. We're an independent company, and we could choose many vendors, but we choose to partner with Atlassian. If you ever look at Gartner or Forrester, then you will see that Atlassian is in the top quadrant, the top right-hand side for products, software development products, and now into the collaboration space. Everyone always hears about the HPs and the IBMs. But like I said earlier on when I did a show of hands, you might not have heard of Atlassian, but they absolutely are one of the top companies in the world producing enterprise-ready software development tools and collaboration tools. They are probably one of the companies that you've never heard of, but actually, if you actually ask around within your organization, you might be surprised. You'll probably find that there might be an Atlassian tool under the desk on somebody's project running today, because that's quite common how they get introduced. Software developers often, as you know, look for the easiest route to market, the easiest way in which they can please you to produce product. And sometimes some of the old legacy tools might not be best of fit today. But Atlassian is a new modern tool, and it is purposely designed for today's agile development world. And Paul, if you could just show yourself for a second. Paul will be taking a speaker slot just after myself, representing Atlassian, and again, he will show you the dynamics of Atlassian and the opportunities around their development tooling. So, why are we stood here today? Well, Atlassian operates very differently from the big IBMs, from the HPs of this world. If I said to you that actually 80% of IBM's revenue is generated directly transacting through their website, that's an interesting model. They don't have direct sales, unlike any other software vendor. They don't actually have field engineers in the team, out in on the field. Why? Because they use partners such as ourselves. Clearvision is one of Atlassian's premier partners. Overall, they have about 240 to 300, depending on what level you want to look at, partners overall across the world, of which there are 40 enterprise partners, and Clearvision is one of those. We are slightly different from those 40. There's about 3 that have geographical reach such as ourselves, and that's why I wanted to get across to you how important it was for us that we can help organizations that are spread as wide as yourselves. We're very proud of the awards that we also get. So Atlassian award every year to their highest achieving partners a number of awards spanning different achievements. And we're the only partner to have won 4 awards last year, 4 awards the previous year, and 3 previous to that. So we're in a very good position to be able to support Atlassian in their model of the way they operate, because they don't have field engineers, they use their partner program. Again, one of the things that allow us to be unique is also what we call our affiliates program. So our best skill set with our consulting team, our support team, is to be able to provide you that foundation level of getting tooling up and running. And then what we often enable us to do is to be able to hand over to those longer term contracting opportunities. So we can't necessarily employ all the people that we want. So we know that out in the world there's a large arena of very knowledgeable contractors. But how can you trust those contractors to be good at that particular skill set? Often when you go and get a contractor, you really don't know how good that person is. So we're very different with our program. This is aimed at just the Atlassian world. If you come to us for a longer term contractor, a 6-month, a 9-month, a 12-month contractor, rather than taking a gamble, if you use our website and our facilities, we effectively guarantee the quality by testing those individuals. Furthermore, if within their skill set they are not fully, they don't know necessarily all of the Atlassian tools, what you can do is fall back on our support program. So unlike any other contractor who is an individual, who might not know where to go if he's stuck with a question, those individuals can fall back on our support. More importantly also, for yourselves, if that contractor disappears at short notice, or indeed is on holiday or takes some vacation time, how dare they do that, but never mind, then of course you can also ask us questions. So the ACP program is there to support, first of all, we put the foundation of the products in, and then if you want to be able to take over with long-term contractors, then we have that reassuring program. I should also mention, of course, though, that we also have our own support team where we facilitate support contracts on top, so we can help your own internal staff with support programs as well. And again, I will come back onto that in a second.